Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I didn't know it was recording, but welcome back to yet another political episode. We're back today, and we're specifically taking a look at the state right in the middle, and that is the state of Nebraska. And Nebraska, as you should know, interesting results here. It is a state where, it is kind of being watched, and it isn't at the same time, specifically because Nebraska is a solid red state, but just like Maine, its congressional districts give electoral votes. And basically, you got the 3rd congressional district, the 2nd congressional district, and the 1st congressional district. I said it out of order, but you know what I'm talking about. But this is what it looks like by congressional district. You'll see Donald Trump easily carried the 3rd congressional district. The 2nd congressional district, the 1st congressional district, which is in the middle, I believe, yes, it actually has the capital of Lincoln, Nebraska. That is why it's not as red as, let's just say, the 3rd district, but it is solidly Republican. In fact, I don't think the results are in accordingly to the said district when it comes to district numbers, but as you should know, it also went for Trump. The 2nd district, this is the first time in history that the 2nd district voted in 2 consecutive elections for Democrats. This is the first time. And I say this because the 2nd congressional district, despite being like Omaha, and that really does affect this said 2nd congressional district of, in other words, the district being more liberal, despite the district actually reelecting Don Bacon, the Republican said congressman from the 2nd congressional district resides in Omaha. The city of Omaha is not as liberal. A lot of people say, it's not a surprise that the 2nd congressional district went to Kamala Harris. Well, I wasn't surprised with either result. Well, if Donald Trump ended up carrying the 2nd congressional district, I wouldn't be surprised either because it's been a very Republican. I mean, if we can carry Miami-Dade, we can carry Douglas County and Omaha, Nebraska. I mean, technically, but look at that. Douglas County voted against Donald Trump in 2016. In fact, I don't think Douglas County voted for Donald Trump in either election of the 3. But ultimately, Donald Trump, as you can see, the 3rd district. And part of the reason is the districting. I will admit it's the districting. You'll see the borders are a little off compared to the current borders. And that's these borders right where we're looking at right now are in favor for Republicans. That is kind of a good explanation of why the said 2nd congressional district ended up going to Donald Trump in the 2016 election. But of course, redistricting, I want to believe, is not even redistricted. You'll see the 2nd district in favor for Biden. And then this is the 2024 election is where we got some redistricting. It actually includes another red county. So in other words, the current boundaries of the said 2nd congressional district is more in favor for Republicans in my argument here. But yes, you'll clearly see here that went to Kamala Harris. A lot of people say, it went to her by a lot. Well, I still don't know the actual numbers of the 2nd congressional district. We can actually see if they've got those results down. I know they got some states in their numbers, but let's see. Nebraska 2, they have not got any information down yet. So unfortunately, that has not been recorded, but let's continue to take a look on here. We already know that you got 2 counties. I think this is Lancaster County and Douglas County. They're the 2 Democrat counties in the state of Nebraska. And as we can use our map here, we basically predicted, we were spot on correct because, it's Nebraska. It's been looking like this all the way since 2016 because in 2012, Mitt Romney, his moderate Rockefeller Republican views, managed to help him win the 2nd district. He won it very handily, and not only that, but he won Douglas County and Omaha. But he also won Lancaster County. Those 2 counties were carried by Romney, and we can even take a look at that election. But ever since the 2016 election, which the 2 counties voted against Trump, Republicans have been losing in those counties. The moderate rhinos, they go and say, oh, look at that. Donald Trump and MAGA Republicans keep losing these counties. That means they're too extreme. Well, yeah, sure, these are ancestral Republican counties. As we can take a look here. Douglas County, Nebraska. Sure. You can make that case, but eventually Donald Trump's going to leave, and this is going to be his last time running in this election. He's done. He can't run again. I mean, let's be real. After he serves his 4 years, he's done. He can't run again in 2028. It'll be a new Republican. But sure, Mitt Romney. I mean, no, not Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney, as you know, barely won in 2012. John McCain barely won in 2008. Well, he lost big in 2008. What am I talking about? He lost in 2008, but before that, yeah, the 20th century has been very good for Republicans, except for that New Deal era. But you get what I'm saying. But yeah, this is ancestral Republicans, and sure, Douglas County could be. Oh, look at these are the registered Republicans. 36% of registered Democrats, 35% of registered Republicans. So you got 1 percentage point in benefit for registered Democrats. And yeah, you'll see Democrats have already had a majority in Douglas County, and if you'll see Pete Ricketts even lost this county this year in his gubernatorial race. I believe that's the case. Otherwise, I don't know if they're done counting. I think they're done. They're almost done counting in Nebraska altogether. But this is as of right now. But yeah, I think overall this Douglas County, I think it's winnable. Obviously, let's take a look at 2024. 54% for Kamala Harris, 44% for Donald Trump. Lancaster County, Nebraska, which is right here, that holds the capital, Lincoln, and that's been kind of Democratic. Yeah, it's more tossed up, actually. You'll see 2020, Joe Biden handily won the county by like 8 points here. And while looking at you'll see 2024, Donald Trump improved his margin. He lost by 3 points. Looking at the registered voter by party, you'll see, yes, Republicans have a lot to work on. Actually, hang on. Am I looking at this correctly? There are more registered Republicans than Democrats. Oh! You see? If you run a Republican that isn't MAGA, you would win Lancaster County. Well, sure, Pete Ricketts won this county, I want to believe. We can take a look, because I'm just dying out of curiosity if that's changed. But you could still make that argument. That doesn't mean that hereby Republicans are going to win this county all the time. Yeah, you'll see Pete Ricketts won this county. Yeah, it's been a reliably Republican county, but that doesn't mean MAGA can win. And then again, who cares if we lose Lincoln? Sure, you want to win suburban areas, but we've gained in suburban areas. We didn't win the suburban areas, but you can make the argument itself that we're done winning suburban areas. We're done winning these suburban areas, and just overall, these suburban areas are just being wokeified. As you know, MAGA is making the approach of trying to modify its abortion beliefs and saying, hey, you know what? We believe the states should choose whether abortion should be legal. Well, really, the rhinos and the Romney and McCain campaign have had anti-abortion views. And do you think those views are going to help win suburbs? I mean, I'm pro-life. I am pro-life altogether. I'm in favor of a federal abortion ban, spiritually and morally. But I'm not going to condemn MAGA's views on abortion. I'm going to say, hey, if this is the belief of what's going to help us win elections, then guess what? I support that 100%. Modifying the abortion believing that the states should have the right to absolutely choose whether abortion should be legal or not in their state. And I believe in that. And just the idea they go, MAGA's rhetoric is leading to, of course, Republicans losing these seats, losing these suburbs like Omaha, which used to be Republican. Yeah. But you can make the same thing about Orlando, which hasn't voted Republican in a presidential election this whole century. You got George Bush, the king of neocons and the establishment. He's the king of the establishment. And he couldn't even win Orange County or with that holds Orlando. Because, then again, Orlando has gotten so liberal. But it's actually Donald Trump who's actually made some gains in Orange County with that holds Orlando. Orange County. He's made some gains. More gains that Bush has lost voters in Orlando. Trump has regained those voters. And we don't mean to make this about Florida. I don't mean to make that about Florida. The point I'm trying to make here is, the point is, you cannot always rely on the said, in this case, you can't always rely on the candidate and his said personality. So, and his values. Because, trust me, the rhinos have a lot of values that the Democrats don't like. So this is what it looks like. This is what our prediction was. We were spot on. But then again, it's looked like this in the last two presidential election cycles. So we knew, you know what, ever since MAGA and Trump entered the game, kind of looked like this. Can it look like this in other elections? Well, yeah. Clearly, you'll see Lancaster County is probably the most tossed up county in the said state. But then again, it's kind of in the game for Democrats, as it's proved. Otherwise, there's Dakota County up here. Oh, is that Dakota County? That county voted against Romney. Dakota County, Nebraska. Yeah, Dakota County, Nebraska. It's been more. No, actually, no. I'm wrong again. No, that county. It's the county below it. Is it Thurston County? Yeah, that county, 56%. They went all on their way to vote against Romney. I think this was a Native American county for a little bit. I am not sure. I know in that special election that one of those counties voted for Osborne. But we'll see. Yeah, I think that's a Native American. That Thurston County voted against Osborne. Then again, this election was much closer. Voted for Osborne, excuse me. This election was much closer than you may have thought. But so what do you guys think in regards to our video and review on Nebraska? No surprises. No surprises. Lancaster got more red, but still went to Kamala in this case. Kamala Harris still went for Democrats. As no real changes in Douglas County, but what do you guys think? Let me know down below. And as always, see you all in the next political episode.